I'm Helen Tiplady. I'm the producer of Aladdin for Cornwall Playhouse Productions, and we are in the dressing room just to the side of stage this morning talking to Jevan and Julian.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jevan, you're the choreographer on our show.
Yeah.
Would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you're doing?
I am Jevan. I am the choreographer for Aladdin, and I'm a hip-hop and house dancer and choreographer from London. Super excited to be in Cornwall. This is my second time in Cornwall. First time was for Peter Pan 2 years ago. Had an amazing time, so we're back.
And so we're even more excited to have you here because Peter Pan was just mind-blowing. You did a brilliant job on that. So in a way, when you know what you're getting and someone comes back to it, you get even more excited.
I mean, what's amazing about that is that obviously, depending on the creative team and the people you have around you, things shift slightly in terms of creative decisions, collaborations. So I'm more excited about this one because I feel like, the synergy in the room has been really strong. And I think everyone's really excited about how this is going to land on stage.
And how much of that creative process can you assess before you sort of met people outside the rehearsal room? And how much do you go, oh, this is going to be really good, or this is going to be difficult, or...
Most of the time you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. I think a lot of the time it's a feeling. So we had a lot of meetings with the director, with you guys. So I had a feeling that this was going to be the right one to step into. And usually I trust my intuition. So I trusted this one.
And intuition is very much part of putting a show together because actually you're in a room with all sorts of people and it has to be safe. And then you have to go, I've got an idea, and the idea has to be supported and be in a safe place. So.
But then equally, naturally, you can't always read the future. Sometimes you walk into a situation and you're like, oh, I didn't expect to be here. So you have to creatively find your way around that as well. But I've always had a good feeling coming to Hall for Cornwall. So it's just a great establishment. So I feel supported, and that's the main thing.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So where are you at that? Where are you at the stage of in the rehearsal room? What's happened?
As of yesterday, we sort of broke the finale, which I think is always just like the pinnacle of the work. It's like when you reach that point, you're like, okay, I've made it through most of it, and now it's about crafting it within the story. So we've finished the work, essentially, and now it's filling in the gaps, bringing it more to life. But I feel good today.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel good today. I think especially because we did that yesterday.
And what does today bring for you?
Today we have a couple of small numbers that I need to look at. We're cleaning a couple of the numbers, and we're putting the kids into a couple of the numbers. So
for those that are listening to this podcast, when you say you're cleaning a number and you're putting the kids into, what does that mean?
So usually throughout the days, we have the ensemble throughout the majority of the day.
The dancers, the ensemble?
The ensemble are the dancers, So the majority of our cast. We have the ensemble and the principal cast. And then we have the youth ensemble who come around 4:30 after school, and they have 2-hour rehearsal with us. And it's our opportunity to either teach them something new or put them in the numbers that we had been doing throughout the day. So they're really great, the youth ensemble. They've picked up pretty much everything we've thrown at them, and they're really performing it, which is great. But there's a couple of numbers they're yet to be slotted in properly. So that's what we're doing today.
And I wonder, would you mind just telling us a bit about your process? So like how much had you worked out before you were in the room, and how much do you sort of change with the dancers and the group you have in front of you?
I think depending on the project, it changes. With this one, for most of the numbers, I had an idea about how I was going to walk into it. And I had a good amount of choreography I could play with in the room. I think because I know there's such a time pressure, there's not too much time for exploration in the room. So I had a good amount of work beforehand, but sometimes you walk in blind. Yeah. I think also with this process, there has been some of me putting the work on the ensemble and the cast, and then realizing that doesn't work. I need to change it. So I think in the room you have to make creative decisions too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of the creative process is changing your mind.
Absolutely.
That's, you know, and that's
Yeah.
sometimes the most enlightened moment, that you just go, oh, because you've solved something. You've sort of, you know, you've gone round and worked through it, and actually changing your mind means you've solved something.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting about this is that the prep time leading up to rehearsals is usually just me in my head or me in a studio with an idea about how it's going to work. And then sometimes that manifests in the room, sometimes it doesn't. So, yeah, it's solving puzzles, just like you said.
Yeah.
And I feel like this year, because we've got such amazing songs, I feel like it really leans into your style of choreography. So can you just talk about how you're bringing all of your experience into a panto, which might, when you introduce yourself as a choreographer, obviously with your background of hip hop and house, that's not necessarily where people might have thought panto would be.
Absolutely. And maybe 6 years ago, I probably wouldn't have thought the same thing either. But over the past 5 years, I've been working more in theatre, choreographing for musicals, and assisting and being an associate choreographer on musicals too. So I've had more of an insight into the world of theatre in this lens, and seen the potential and the possibilities of merging styles in a space where the audience who are coming are really connected to these styles in a different way outside of the theatre. So it's actually bringing together worlds in ways that I didn't expect, which is beautiful to see. But yeah, naturally there's musical theatre elements, there's street dance elements.
And for me, as a choreographer, you're just a dream, because actually I watch endless pantos and I'm always here trying to get on the edge of something, or trying to make it relevant, or wanting the youngsters to go, oh, wow, I could do this. You know, so much of pantomime is a calling card for whether you want to watch theatre for the rest of your life, or whether you want to join the circus and go backstage.
Yeah.
And so there are sorts of panto choreography where I just go and bang my head against a wall and just say, will this stop? Will this stop? Whereas actually...
Will this stop?
and there's yours that actually just slides onto that stage and slides on at the beginning of it and then comes off at the end, and you're literally going, oh my God, this has so much relevance. It has so much relevance to today. And I think the trick with panto for us, and home produced, and probably the biggest home produced panto in the Southwest, is it has to have relevance, it has to hit all ages. And let's have some edgy people in the room, and let's do something slightly anarchic and slightly, you know, slightly not the normal. And I think modern audiences respond to that. You don't want to go and see a museum piece.
No.
And I think many of those pantos out there are museum pieces, and Julian bangs his head against a brick wall.
Yeah, but I think even just having panto as an art form, there are going to be traditional things in there, regardless.
Yeah.
So to have a slight twist on it is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
It just means you're accepting more people into the art form.
And what do you think those traditional things are?
I think often the stories, the stories are not predictable, but you sort of know if you see Aladdin or Jack and the Beanstalk, or even Peter Pan on stage, it might be connected to Christmas show.
Yeah.
Also, the format sometimes lends itself to a specific structure, which a lot of theatre nowadays doesn't follow. Musical theatre doesn't follow. So, yeah, something's quite obviously panto, and the comedic value and all of this. But there's ways of doing it that still respect the tradition.
Yep.
But can move it forward.
Yep.
And I think in my practice, because I've trained in contemporary dance, in jazz, ballet, alongside hip hop and house. So I think in my practice, I've always worked towards that, sort of collaborating ideas, merging themes. So, yeah.
And I think, I mean, so pantos play to the bits we love in pantos is you get a whole school in, and the house lights go down and they scream, and you get a whole lot of adults in, the house lights go down and they shut up. And actually what you will do for a school's audience, because it will be a dance that they know and they're recognised, is you add to the experience of that, and you're more likely we're more likely to get kids to come in and want to be a part of the theatre, really. So,
Yeah. I guess it's also just a part of the role is being a choreographer for specific projects, is understanding what does this need? Like, what does this need? Does it need fun? Does it need complexity?
Yep.
Does it need depth? So yeah, I think walking into the room on the first day is also part of that. Seeing the script, seeing the people I'm working with, and realizing, okay, this is the stage that it needs to be for. Yeah, it's part of the job. It's part of moulding.
And as we sort of round off, I mean, I think we had 160 young people auditioning to be in our ensemble. Is that right?
Yeah, we did. We had a long Saturday, didn't we?
Yeah,
Where lots of amazing young people came in, and they all did a bit of singing, did a bit of acting, and you put them through their paces with a bit of choreography as well.
Mm-hmm. It was an amazing day. After the day had finished, I realized how beneficial this was, just obviously for us to be able to see so many amazing talents, but for the Cornwall community. I taught a boys' workshop on Sunday. I think as a male dancer to teach so many boys, it's inspiring for me as it is for them.
Yeah.
But a couple of them came up to me and spoke to me about how they felt on the audition. So I just think it's linking connections where maybe there wasn't before, which I think is special.
And it's the wraparound. It's the whole wraparound that you might not be successful this time to get into our Panto, but actually you need to enjoy that day and need to have some walkaways and some process. Yeah.
And that was really nice, I think, because over at Amata, where we do our all boys dance workshop
Falmouth University.
At Falmouth University, so we've got all of those brilliant links where we've got students working on the show as well. But it was a really nice, and even just saying when we take our youth company up to London, it's like you're going to come and meet us and show us some things there too.
Absolutely. Great kids. Yeah.
Can we talk a little tiny bit about the film that you're in at the moment?
Oh, wicked.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Because it's also really exciting that lots of people are going to see you and they're like, oh my God, that's Jevan.
Yeah. I mean, I think with these films, you never really know if you're going to be in it.
Right.
Because I was a dancer as part of the larger cast, and there was a lot of dancers. But I was lucky enough to be in the first and the second film, so in quite a few scenes. But yeah, you never know whether you're going to have 1 second and there's just this moment in the second when Ariana Grande has this euphoric thing, and then I'm just there screaming afterwards. So I think it's quite a funny and amazing thing to be a part of. Yeah, it's like Wick is like a movement. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Oh, and that was really lovely, because a couple of the kids who were at the workshop, they were like, it's him.
But that was also interesting because I'd never been in a musical theatre performance or anything of that kind. So that was another example of styles merging, being open to different audiences. So yeah, it's nice to see the full circle of it.
And just to finish off then, so one of the central themes to the whole show is around wishes. And sorry to put you on the spot with this one, but if you had a wish, what would your wish be? Just
more peace, more light and happiness. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us this morning before you're off to the rehearsal room. Have a really good day. And don't forget, everyone, you can still book tickets on our website, and we open next Friday on the 5th of December. So that's hallforcornwall.co.uk.
With a Cornwall Playhouse production made by Hall for Cornwall.